outside.
Lil Durk. So Lil Durk has been spotted out for the first time ever since the situation. So these are the pictures of him. They're saying that he looks like he's in good spirits and everything since the whole situation. There's also a woman that came out over the weekend when that happened with his brother. She done an interview with Tasha K, I think, that has been released recently, and she claims that Lil Durk is the father of her child. But Lil Durk has been ignoring her. He doesn't want to take any responsibility, and people have started to say that she's lying to the point where she had to come out and show people proof of her and Lil Durk's brother Dthang speaking. In the messages, you can clearly see that Dthang is responding to her. They are speaking and having a conversation. It's so weird how this all happened, and then obviously he won't respond to certain things like that. When I looked at the situation, I looked at the pictures that she provided alongside Lil Durk, the side by side. It definitely looks like Lil Durk. In the bit of interview that was released, she's talking about approximately 7 years ago, because her son is around that age, and she's telling people that Lil Durk was not who he is today. He never dressed like that. He never looked like that. She was the one who came pick him up and bring him at the studio. She was the one who came and give him money and bring him at the studio and stuff. And this is not a coincidence, this kind of situation happening, because you always hear that one person that they've been cool with back in the day when they're famous, they're never really around them. And this is another thing as well, right? It literally, like, people have been saying that, oh, because of the Dthang situation, they want people to feel sorry for him because he's not getting enough sympathy. That's why they ended up doing that to Dthang. And now when I think back about it, it kind of looks like that as well. It's like they want people to feel sorry for him and stuff, and feel like he's being used to do their dirty work. Another thing someone said as well, they said that this stuff has been going on from since way back, right? And the person who's in charge of Chicago has those people running the city in a sort of way type thing, and that's why there is so much bodies and stuff dropping every single day. Most of the times they get away with it because you always hear who did it on roads, but these people never really pulled in for any sort of question or anything like that. So it kind of leads me to believe that there is some sort of dodginess going on, and someone is allowing them to run the city, and that's what it's looking like. And it's funny how quick India Royale was quick to post a bond that should have never been broke. But when that situation happened to Van, no one said nothing. I feel like we are now going to see what's really going on by him showing his feelings when it comes to his brother than when it comes to just a friend. So some people even think that he is not Lil Durk's brother, saying he was Lil Durk's up because he slept with India Royale, and that's why Lil Durk ended up taking him out and sending a hit on him, which I don't believe, but I do think it's something to do with the industry, and there's a lot of confusion around this as well. Even going back to when the news first came out, there were like story developing when they already knew the story. So that meant they were actually trying to put everything in order and trying to make sure that everything sounded right when they put it out to the public, and that's exactly what happened. But it still ended up sounding weird. People also say that it was ops. Well, I mainly feel like they are trying to make people believe that it is ops, because you know ops, they're quick to take the bid for everything and anything. So they are saying on the news that he was caught in crossfire, and they're saying that there was a retaliation because someone turned up at the hospital. But when you listen to these spiritual advisors break down the situation, it's coming up as a hit in the cards. It's coming up as a hit, and I think it's an industry hit. And even though it is ops that did it, with the thing that was happening with the Instagram, where Instagram was sending out these error notifications, it could have been a situation where someone sent out his low, where the government sent out his low, and that's how the ops end up being there. And even if it was someone completely different and it wasn't ops, right, I find it so weird that he would be out there by himself. When the news came out first, right, I actually felt like he was there by himself, and I was like, wait, there's no way he could have been there by himself. And then it turned out to be that. Are trying to make people believe that it is ops by saying, oh, there was a retaliation because someone turned up at the hospital the same day. And this is so weird because all the notifications have stopped. Literally, it started on the day it happened, right? And it stopped. It didn't happen yesterday at all because something was going on. They was already watching Dthang. There is no way I'm going to believe out of nowhere Dthang just decided to go to this club on his own. I can't believe that. That's too hard to believe. And what they're saying the club is as well, all of that you got to take into play, like, and then they tried to cover up things and said, oh, retaliation and God was found and all that. And I sat and I thought to myself, why do these people who claim these bids and claim these bodies and these fake bodies and stuff, why do they never get arrested and go down? It's because they know, the police know the real story. That's why they never go down. That's why that never happened to them. So they allow them to do this, to take out each other. That's why nothing never happened and they're still out, because the goal is for them to take out each other until there's no one left in the gangs. Come out and do all this stuff so people can think that they did something, they had a part to play in it. But more times the police knows the real story, so they let them do that. And I think what's going on is now it was definitely done by the industry, and they're trying to make you think that ops did it, but I don't believe that. And in these situations, there's always some police officer, but you got hit, either he's there, he's actually nearby. You get this, they also said that they were patrolling the scene late at night as well. They were patrolling the club and the club was closing. I mean, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Obviously the club's closing, they're going to be patrolling and stuff to just make sure everything's going okay. But I just felt like a bit weird when they said that he was caught in crossfire and then someone turned up at the hospital later on because of a retaliation. So they are trying to tell people that he got hit, right? And then Lil Durk and then people literally went on a drill and then someone ended up in hospital because they hit someone. But I haven't seen this person who they're talking about, this op. Who is these ops? Because these ops, I mean, we know people claim bids out there for anything, but these ops, who are these ops? Why haven't they got caught? To me, when I listen to the news clip, it sounds like they know who did it. It sounds like they know the ops that they're talking about. So where is these ops? You get what I'm saying? Like, it literally just don't make sense, and it's definitely a cover-up that's been going on with the news people. It's definitely a cover-up that's been going on and misleading information. First they said, oh, you were shot at a nightclub in Chicago, but they never said what nightclub. Even though they had all this information, right, they never said where, and they made it seem like he was alone. Why was he alone? This is academics, and he can't even understand why Dthang would be where he was, where they're saying he was. Why wouldn't he be around his brothers and stuff? What happened to the point where he's just, okay, I'm gonna go by this club by myself, knowing that he's Lil Durk's brother? It doesn't make sense. Literally, it doesn't make sense. And then they're trying to say, oh, he was caught in crossfire. So you're telling me that there's literally a shooting going on and he was caught in crossfire, but then someone else at the scene of the video, but then the video that came out of this person kind of explaining, saying that he was standing out there, then Dthang noticed someone he knew and started arguing, and that person literally just pulled the pole and did what they had to do. But it didn't come across like that, but they didn't say that on the news. So it's like, when they could have got all this information, because I'm sure there was tons of witnesses, more than 5 witnesses and everything. So it's just all a bit weird, to be honest with you. It's so weird.